What's this? Another TNS video with no new Super Sentai products? Or at least ones from the past purchased by me in the present. No, none of that has actually happened. And I'll tell you for why. Even though that I'm an avid fan of Super Sentai and are willing to purchase merchandise that they make from Japan, slight hint of sarcasm, but you know, I don't purchase everything. But point is, there's no new stuff or brand old new stuff on this channel, like stuff from 2008. You know, I was in the future I might buy the Go On Robos because I'm actually quite interested to combine them all into Engine OG12, but that hasn't happened yet. But I'll tell you what has happened. Test mode for Tegasword. Yes, turns out I'm actually quite late to this, which is a bit stupid actually, because the previous Sentai, which was Boom Boonja, had a test mode for Boom Boon Changer, and I did a video of it on this channel. I did a video of it before the Gojuja stuff came out, and even though that the Boom Boom Changer did have a test mode, I never saw this coming, even though I really should have done. I never saw the Tegasword test mode coming. It's only because of a Crane Joe video. You know Crane Joe, the person from Japan on the internet that hacks these types of toys from Japan. He actually saw a video of his from 2 years ago with Kamen Rider Gav, which is the Commander series that was out at the same time as Boom Boonja, in which he, in order to hack the Henshin belt Gav, he had to use a variable resistor, which is, in very basic terms, is a bit more than just using some toothpicks and or a 3D print. He used a variable resistor. Right, so basically this guy knows what he's doing. I'll just say that. So credit to him. What I will say, though, about this Tegasword test mode is that actually there's two test modes, which I believe is actually quite shocking, because normally there's only just one. There was only one for the Boom Boon Changer. Now, luckily, unlike the Boom Boon Changer, this one will be quite easy to get working. It's not going to be as precise as the Boom Boom Changer. It just requires, hang on, I'll take this out here. It just literally, so just for a bit of a catch up here, basically there is a handle and there's a button which is like an input trigger, and I've actually noticed there's a few times I've been trying this out and the button's actually got stuck. It got stuck just now. And that may be a pain, but hopefully, yeah, it's got stuck again, see? Ooh, I need to pull that out manually, but yeah, hopefully that's not a problem in the future. Basically, what this test mode does, actually there's two, is what happens is you hold the button down, like this, and then you turn it on, and then while it is playing its, this noise, hang on, while it's playing this noise, you push the button again either 3 or 2 times, and the sound that plays to confirm you're in a test mode is different for both of them. And now you may be thinking, if this is a test mode, why do you have these Sentai rings? There's a good explanation. Actually, there's not a good explanation for this one, because this is supposed to be for my own personal project. Oops. And this is just kind of just left around actually here. Actually, no, I do need to use it in order to compare some sounds. So basically, these rings are here for a good reason. And I've just remembered to grab the toothpick. Oh, it's right here still. All right, it's here. I have here a toothpick that I thought I just left downstairs. I haven't left it downstairs. The toothpick is right here. The reason why I have this will become quite clear, but it's actually quite interesting. But I'll get onto that later. Hopefully without taking too long. So the first one I'm going to do is going to be the one that requires 3 button pushes. And the reason why I'm doing this one first is it's the more basic one. So we just, and again, like with the Boom Boom Changer, this may take me several tries. I have practiced a few times to try and get it into my memory, so hopefully nothing goes wrong. Yeah, famous last words of that. Nothing will go wrong. Here we go. So we hold the trigger down, turn it on. Right, done it the first time. Now, one thing I did note is that when you hold the trigger down, you can let it go into the first couple of nanoseconds of the regular startup noise. You don't have to turn it off. You don't have to let it go. Just as it starts playing, you can let it play for a bit and then push the button 3 times. So you don't have to do any of this. It's not as complicated as the boom changer. Anyway, so when it enters this mode, as you heard, it will say universe, which is normally one of the sounds it plays when you enter a Sentai ring, or the Gavan Infinity Ring, which I note actually came out after Kojuja finished. Because they made a Gavan Infinity Ring despite Gavan not having any relation to Super Sentai. Whatever. Even though yes, they do release Kamen Rider items that depict Sentai characters. They made a race buckle with the King Ojas. They made I believe a Kemi card with the Boom Bunjas on. They made like a Capsen with the Gojujas. Did they do that last one? I can't remember. I haven't really been collecting Capsens, nor do I collect any regular Kamen Rider items. I just collect these, as you can tell. So basically, I'm getting off track. This is the first test mode this Tegasword can be placed into. And the first thing I will bring up is that when you push the trigger input thing now, it makes no sounds, but it will cycle through lights. So we've got red, we've got green, and we've got blue. Now the reason why it does this is because normally when you use this toy, it's supposed to cycle through several different coloured light patterns. And if you're familiar with, I think it's RGB lighting, basically if you're like a gamer, which I imagine most of you probably will be, if you're a gamer, you will know that you can buy, I'm no gamer myself, I'm not really interested in any of this malarkey, but you can buy, for example, if you go to your local Curry's PC World, or what's the closest American counterpart, let me think, I don't know, probably Walmart or Target, you could probably buy, I'm not sure, I'm not even sure there's like a technology store sort of thing in America, and if there is, Best Buy, it might be Best Buy. I think Best Buy is the general technology place in America. Anyway, getting off track, you can buy keyboards with this whole lighting thing going on, and the reason why this says red, green and blue is because it needs to test those colours out, because if it gets all the colours right, it can go through the entire spectrum of colours. So, for example, if it gets A, B, and C right, it can go to the others in like whatever succession it wants. So, for example, if you tell it to do, I don't know, a Goju unicorn, it can do black. If you want it to do Goju Tyranno, because that's yellow, it can do yellow, basically. So, if it, I'm not entirely sure how this works, but it can work. Because I'm pretty sure several Commander items and several Sentai items, the Caesar Blaster, I note there, and the Kirame Changer as well. Ultra Caliber as well. Yeah, they can all do this. Items that only have one colour of light, they are like completely locked just to one colour. Basically, if it shines more than one colour, there's a chance it's going to have this. So what else can this test mode do? Well, typically when you fold down the legs to transform to robo mode, it will normally come out with an activation noise, but now it only does this. It makes like the stomping noise. And I haven't actually checked this yet, but you can basically, there's a little switch here, right here, and this, when it is pushed in, tells it to go into robo mode, and this little switch is pushed by something on these legs. There's like a little tab somewhere. I'm not entirely sure. I need to take it off camera to try and validate where it is. Hang on. Gets pushed by a piece of... Gets pushed by this little piece of clear plastic right here. And if you notice, it's not symmetrical. It doesn't go as about here. Does not go as high as this there. So this little tab here pushes the button. So basically, whenever the button is released, like it is now, it's supposed to go into robo mode. But you'll notice it's still in. I forget. Is this the robo sound, or is this the clapping noise? I can't really remember. Basically, pushing the button should transform it back to change mode, but it does, and the noise is the same. But releasing it for robo mode does nothing. So that suggests then this is permanently stuck in change mode. So if we plug these, see, it's making an awful racket. But if we plug on the legs, we can show the rest of the functions it has in this mode. What other functions does it have? Well, one thing I will note is that pushing these pins in normally one at a time does nothing. And the reason for this is actually it's got some relevancy to the other mode, which I will get into. Using nearly any Sentai ring, so this is Tegasword Red, does nothing. But if you use either Goju Wolf or Goju Leon's ring, you get this. That is his Wolf Decaliber finishing sound. And it's normally the sound you would normally access with this. And there is no deactivation noise either. So it's primarily this little pin code on the back of this ring here that activates this noise. And I did note on Crane Joe's video, he did have the Goju Leon ring available, which I do not, and that makes it say Wolf Gatling Burst, I think. So I'm just going to show what that should sound like by using the ring. So turning it off and on again just switches it back to normal. So I'm just going to do like a jump cut to show what the Goju Leon ring would do if I had it right now. So that was the sound it would have made, Leon Gatling Burst. So that's exactly that's precisely just what the first test mode does. To get to the second one, you basically need to hold the trigger down again while you turn it on, but you need to only push it twice. Okay, it didn't do it that time. Hang on. I told you there might be some difficulty with it. Hang on. Hang on. I might just cut all these things out so it doesn't drag on. There we go. It makes like the robo stomping noise. So now it's in test mode 2 or 1 according to the, is it 2 or 1? I don't know. These things aren't numbered. I'm just going at them in terms of how complex they are. Now, what this mode does, it's a bit more different. It's a bit more complicated. Pushing the button goes through. Oh, you just saw it. Ah, you just saw the button. You just saw the button get stuck, and it had to cycle through 2 lights. This is the same. Oh, it just got stuck again. This is the same. I will note. What happens if you do this? Nothing. It's stuck in change mode again, which I won't. Hang on, just going to do this off camera so I don't knock the camera over. There we go. Now the one thing that is different with this is that with the previous mode, if you pushed any of the pins, it would not make a noise. But now, when you push the pins in, it will do this. It makes noises. Ooh, so basically these pins are read from right to left. So this is pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not read from left to right, it's read from right to left, because think about it, when you insert these rings, the pins you see on the left hand side are actually read from the right hand side in terms of this. So this is how this works. So I'll be doing it like this because this is done in order. So pushing the first pin does this. It just says Goju. Pushing the second pin, Wolf, which is this. Pushing the third pin, Leon, which is the ring sound for Goju. Leon. Tyranno for the fourth one. For the fifth, Eagle. And for the final sixth one, Unicorn. So these are all the noises for the change rings for the main 5 Gojujas. Now, typically, when you use a change ring, it will say something like... It will basically put it'll put Goju and then one of the other 5 together. So, I don't know why they decided to do this for this mode, but my best guess is so they could test out all 6 pins to make sure they all work. Because if you don't remember, for the Boom Boom Changer, in the Boom Boom Changer's test mode, there is features. There is a feature where you can push the 3 pins down individually, and they'll make 1 sound per pin, and that's to test if all the pins work. So this is probably the same. Leon. Now, what happens when you insert a Sentai ring? Now, I think this is actually fairly interesting. I'm gonna try all 3 of these because I haven't actually done this. I've just tried it with this one, but this happens. Now, this is interesting because there is no deactivation noise, but this is actually interesting because it only said Eagle, which is the 5th pins, which is the 5th pin's noise. Now you'll know that there is more than 1 pin on the back of this ring. There are 4 pins in total, and it only really registered this one, the middle bottom one. It didn't register the others. Now, I think the reason why it didn't register the other ones is because of how this toy works. This mode is only supposed to register 1 pin pushed at a time. It can't register any more than 1. I don't know why. I don't know why the sound, because typically, logically, you'd think because there's 4 pins, the sound it would come out with would be random, because whatever pin is pushed first, it will say that noise. But no, it only seems to be Eagle. And I don't know why the middle bottom one's taking priority. I just don't know. Let's try this one. Unicorn. Unicorn. And then Goju Wolf. Eagle again. Again, note how there's 2 pins on the top. Now there's one other thing we can do. I have my collection of Sentai rings just hanging about. Again, for that project I said I was working on, just for myself. And we can... Okay, not that one, because I've got the same pin code as Goju Polar. I'm forgetting my own rings. Just going to try these out. So the first one I'm going to try, obviously, is going to be Goju Polar, because this has got the Goju Tyranno pin code. So obviously, it will say... Excuse me. Wait, no, it's not Goju Tyranno, it's Goju Unicorn. Ugh. See how easy this is to get mixed up? Because this pin is on this side on the right side, I thought it would make because this is the pin in the same location as this. But no, if you flip this around, it's supposed to make... So yeah, I'm basically losing it. So now we have Tegasword Yellow, which also makes a unicorn noise. We have Goju Tegasword Green, which appropriately enough makes the eagle noise. And that's one of the most difficult ones to get out. And finally, to end this little charade, Unicorn Tegasword Black, which again appropriately makes the unicorn noise. I don't know how this mode works. Oh yeah, because I briefly brought it up. Tegasword Akatsuki, which has got the same pin code as Goju Polar. I will obviously make the same noise. So essentially, that is both test modes for this toy, which admittedly I did not actually see coming. It's quite neat how they did it actually have it in though. I'm not entirely sure what made them include it again. I'm just kind of glad it is in there. It's made for, so it's a neat little experience, I suppose. These, I don't really, maybe not that one, but I don't really understand why it only reads like one pin out of. You can see there's clearly more than one pin on the back of this ring. There's two at the top, there's one at the bottom. And on this one, there's two at the top, two at the bottom. I don't know why it only wants to read one pin at a time. Interesting. It's just one of those things about Sentai toys I guess I will never understand. Like a question like this. Why am I not buying any more Sentai toys? Good question. No, seriously, really good question. I don't know why. Especially because Super Things is on break for now. Meant to be doing a community post about that. I haven't gotten around to that. I think it's because it hasn't officially come out yet, but enough information has come out for me to say, oh look, I'm not doing this series. I'll get to that. I'll post a community post. In fact, it might even be out before you watch this video, if you're even going to watch this video, because you can do it on mobile, and I don't really want to wait for this whole thing to be uploaded before I notify you lot. So I'm just gonna do it on mobile, I suppose. Ooh, look, it'll be a bit ominous when you see this video and think, what new community post? There's no new community post here. In fact, there may be more than one new one. We don't know at this time. So yeah, that's basically it for this test mode. This is a TNS video. There's no schedule. This will be up immediately. And while I'm here, I should probably be discussing what's going to be next to this channel. Although you've probably guessed it's not Super Things. And if it's not Super Things, I don't know what else I can do. Oh, actually, no, I do know what else I can do if you're watching this video. I was having a dig around through all my stuff, and I don't know where I've put it. It's on the desk somewhere. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I've only gone lost it. Nice. Is it here somewhere? No, you'll just have to take my word for it. Basically, I have a bit of time ago in 2018, I last went to Alton Towers Resort, and I got myself the Alton Towers exclusive. I'm pretty sure it might not be exclusive. Top Trumps set, Top Trumps card game. So I thought about going through that on video, because Alton Towers is one of my things that I don't really go through much on this channel with. So that will be the next video. But I will say, after that video, there'll be probably no more videos for a while from me until the next sort of Super Things come out, which is probably going to be about January next year, which is a shame, I know, but there's literally, if something else comes up for this channel, I'll do a video on it. But basically there's nothing really much else I can do. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. Honest, Gov. Honest.